Hello guys, welcome to this live stream. So let's start with Bitcoin, and let me say this, okay? In one day chart, I am looking for this, okay? We will see buy signal very soon. I think maybe in the next 24 hours. I think the next one day or two. I am actually in long position right now, around $22,200 around there. Yeah. If you are thinking Bitcoin will crash or something like that, well, at least in one day chart, I don't think so. There is no volume. Of course, there is no volume here. So, but that means this bounce. I am not looking for new highs. Actually, I don't think so. I am looking maybe around the first level is gonna be around $24,000 around here. No, $22,500, and maybe 24K, no more than that, I think. Why? Because, well, we have a very important signal right now here. Technically speaking, with volume in one day chart, Bitcoin is not bullish anymore. So from here, as you see, breaking the seller line here, I didn't short anything. I am not looking for short right now. I actually wasn't short at almost 25K. And I close around here at $22,200 under my first short. But after that, I am looking for longs. Why? Because the trend is my friend, and the trend is still to the upside. Of course, I am looking for major reversal in weekly chart, but we will talk about this in a few minutes. So the thing here is like in one day chart, that means in the next 10 days, of course, after we see the buy signal, yeah, and as long as Bitcoin is holding here, the MI55, my arrow is to the upside, okay? I know maybe for you it's hard because, you know, the news, right? The pandemic, whatever, or the inflation, whatever. I don't care, honestly. The thing here is like I have a system, and my system is telling me I have to respect my system, right? So as long as Bitcoin is holding this area, and also with the development of this indicator, as you can see, the curve is actually, I would say maybe 80%, 90% is going to fire very soon a buy signal. And also ADX is crossing here 17 level, as you can see here. Usually when you see this ADX crossing the 17 level, when you see ADX positive here, you have a very nice move. In this case, to the upside, I think. I am not calling for new highs, of course not. Well, if we see it anyway, it's gonna be a beautiful short setup for me, right? So now let's talk about the next chart. The next chart actually is very interesting. Here is the weekly chart. Let me show you here. Right now here, sometimes it's like printing, or sometimes is gone. But yesterday, for example, we have I was having here this potential sell signal forming right now here. So of course, Bitcoin now is holding here, but it's just about time. Bitcoin is gonna drop. Yeah, I think this month. So the thing here is like, this is looking more like a rejection, or as you can see here, we have a very sharp variance, yes, in weekly chart in OBB. Usually, of course, this is gonna take a lot of time, I would say. So, but as long as Bitcoin is about 22, of course, we will see other bounce here, maybe in one day chart, and that bounce, my friend, is gonna be the last opportunity for shorts. Actually, the best opportunity for shorting. Why? Because with the help of the weekly chart signal, of course, maybe next week, we are after 10 days, maybe in the second week of March, we will see this this drop here. Now, the question is, if Bitcoin holds, as long as Bitcoin is holding here, honestly, I don't think so, $21,000, 22, maybe this could be just a consolidation, but honestly, I don't think so. I think Bitcoin is just gonna keep crashing here, and one of the biggest hints here is like the dots. As you can see here, the dots is actually the momentum, right, of the price. And when you see the dots above here, the price is reversing. So Bitcoin is getting ready for a reversal in weekly chart. We have some examples here, right? The dots are above here, the price, and after that, crash. The dots are above here, the candles crash, right? The dots are above, just around here, for example, here, crash, right? Just a couple times, a few times we have some fake signals, but in this case I don't think so. I think Bitcoin actually is getting ready for a drop. Yes, where any close below $22,000, you will see a leg down in the weekly basis around 19k. But honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if we see 17k again to be tested maybe in the next 3 months. Remember, this chart, this technical analysis for the next 3 months after we have the confirmation, right? So we will have to wait the Q2. Remember, I said 2022, we will see Q1 is going to be green, bullish to the moon, right? And Q2 of this year, we will see a major correction. So that's why now we are in this process. So you are thinking, oh yeah, let's buy all in. Well, maybe it makes sense for you, but not for me, at least not now. Okay, so I'm going to continue here with the monthly chart. Why the monthly? Because one thing is what I said in weekly chart. Other thing is what I'm gonna say in monthly, right? In monthly, let me show you here. Technically speaking, every time when Bitcoin is printing this signal, well, we have at least 1 year of price action, at least sideways, and the projection is gonna be sideways and, well, potential pump, right? In the long term. So every time when we have this buy signal here, well, what happened here? To the upside here, we have this buy signal here. Yes, what happened here? Well, Bitcoin at least other 2-3 months was green, and here, yeah, we are gonna have potentially in March, April, we are gonna have a potentially buy signal here. That means I'm not saying Bitcoin is going to the moon right now. No. It's gonna take maybe 1 year or a little bit more, but in general, the projection is gonna be sideways, right? Sideways and upside, right? In the macro scale, of course. So don't mix the time frames. Now, we don't have at least I don't see the confirmation here, not yet. What I'm going to do is I will wait for the sell signal in weekly chart to play. I will have to wait maybe 3 months, because remember, this is a long-term game. You are looking for like investing, like the long term. So that's why what I would like to do here is something like this, right? Bitcoin is crashing here. You will see here the sell signal here, and in the next buy signal here. And also, if Bitcoin is holding here in this point in the future, maybe June, July, whatever, I don't know, around there, potentially I will start looking for a double bottom and maybe to the moon if you want after that. Yeah, but it will take time. Now, the thing here is like when I said it could be a phase signal, yes. Why? Because if weekly chart is strong enough and breaks this level around 17k, you will see a phase signal in the monthly, and after that, well, new lows, 10k is going to be the next area. Now, one thing I want to remind you here is like we have the monthly. For first time in the history, at least with this indicator, finally, after 12 years, Bitcoin is trending. I mean, the volume is negative. So what is it telling me? In the macro scale, this could be potentially a bull trap in the macro time frames. That means the next move, something like this, right, in the future, right, maybe 2023, 2024. If we see a new high, for example, here we are gonna have potential massive bearish divergence forming. The price is gonna something like this, and after that we are gonna see other small hill here from this point and this point, and potentially something like this, right? Something like this. If we see that kind of setup here in monthly, of course I am speculating. This is not technical analysis, just some speculation here, right? So if we see something like this, it's gonna be this move. First of all, is not gonna be strong. I am not the next bull run for Bitcoin is gonna be, for me, right, at least maybe 3 times or 4x maximum, no more than that. Why? Because Bitcoin actually is losing steam in the monthly chart. Every time when we see this bounce here, we have massive bearish divergence, as you can see here, 1, 2, 3 strikes. And also, technically speaking, if we see this bounce here, it's gonna be maybe very small, forming 1, 2, 3. I mean, a lot of bearish divergence in the process after 10 years. So I'm still looking for maybe Bitcoin will hit 9K or 10K in the future. I cannot say right now. Of course, no. Based on probabilities, I don't think so. Maybe even not this year. But in some point, maybe we will see it. Now, 5-day chart. What is telling me what 5-day chart? Let me show you here. We have ADX negative here. We have sell signal in progress here. So what is this telling me? Well, Bitcoin is getting ready for a pullback, in macro scale, right? Breaking $22,000, I will say, you will see, technically speaking, around 16, 17K to be tested, right? Now, why I'm talking always, I'm saying pullback, not crash, because, well, the major signal for this is this one, right? As you can see here, in 5-day chart, in the 5-day chart here, OBB is above the seller line, is trending, is bullish, technically speaking, there is volume here. So every time when Bitcoin is above the seller line here in OBB, as you can see here, as long as above the seller line here, potentially this is going to be just like this, right? 2020, 2019, a pullback, and after that, major bounce, right? So if we see this pullback, as long as Bitcoin is holding this area, I am looking for continuation to the upside, no new lows. How I will change my mind is very simple. If we see Bitcoin in the future, right, breaking the seller line here, the OBB breaking the seller line here, and also the OBB here, right? It is breaking like this. Yes, I will start calling for maybe 10K or even lower. So that's why if you are bearish, for me it's very hard to be bearish. I mean, looking for maybe this weekly correction or 5-day correction, for me, honestly, for me it's gonna be a buy opportunity for me, right? So as long as Bitcoin is holding key levels, I am totally fine waiting just for the opportunity, right? So someone asked me yesterday, hey, so are you still looking for 10K? Yes, the answer is yes. The question is going to be this year? I don't think so. I think this year is not going to be the year we will see Bitcoin at 10K. Maybe after the next bull run, we will see it. The reason is because based on probabilities, as I said before, monthly is looking actually very decent. Yeah, we will have, just let me just tell you something. In the moment when I see buy signal here, the confirmation of buy signal here next month, it could be March or April, I will not be bearish anymore. Looking for at least 1 year of price action, sideways and bounce. So that means sideways here, and bounce. Okay, where, as I said before, based on the volume, this bounce should be a major sell opportunity, or maybe the last opportunity to sell Bitcoin around maybe 90K or 100K, whatever. So one thing here is like you have to keep in mind here is Bitcoin in the monthly chart is contracting. So a major move is coming in maybe this year or next year. Why? Because the moving average MA55 and MA100, they are flat. Any close above or below here, we will see thousands. I mean, a major move. It could be to the upside, yes, or downside. Well, because I am not YouTuber, I don't do these kind of things, right? Because it's like, it's to the upside or to the downside. So subscribe. So that means like I have no idea what I'm doing. The thing here is like, not now. I think after we see the buy signal here in March and April, my arrow is gonna be like this, okay, in the monthly scale. That means minimum 6 months or 1 year. I am not calling for the next bull market. No, I don't see the conditions for the next bull market like 2020. And as I said before, technically speaking, Bitcoin is losing steam every time when it's pumping. As you can see here, I said it many times here, you can do it in your own computer, open your chart and see the percent like Bitcoin is pumping every halving or every bull market. Here, my friend, based on my experience, of course, yes, sideways here. If we see the buy signal here, upside, and this move, I think it's gonna be the last one, and that's it. After that, we will see major correction because, well, we have many bearish divergence forming in the monthly. So, well, let's see. Okay, now let's talk about the 2-day chart for Bitcoin. 2-day chart, what is doing right now? The 2-day chart is doing very good. I am not bearish. I cannot be bearish here. Why? Because look at this. Bitcoin is holding the MA55 the MA 100, MA 55, all these areas, technically speaking, is support. Technically speaking, testing the sell line here, the 2-day chart. So Bitcoin will go to zero. Of course not. This is like this, right? Because it's that 2-day chart is gonna take a long time, right? I mean, like maybe 20 days, something like this. As I said before, I am not calling for new highs. Why? Because the momentum actually, yes, is not good. Into the chart, this should be, of course, a sell signal. Yeah. And if we see, just for any reason, we see a new high here, for example, here, the correction is going to be worse, even worse. Yeah. For example, from 27,000 to maybe 15K around there. So, well, that's it. I am still bullish for Bitcoin. It's not looking great for you. I know, because it's red, right? It's red. I know. I will tell you something. In 4-hour chart, yeah, I am in long position, no shorts, no thank you. You are shorting, good luck with that. You are shorting, perfect, Bitcoin will go to zero, good luck with that, but not with me, okay? This is like this, okay? This is like this, and that's it, okay? Sorry, but I don't care, right? Because we have a bullish divergence right now, forming right now. It's gonna be ready, I think, the next 24 hours in OBV. We have here a bullish divergence forming in 4-hour chart. We have volatility contraction here. One of the strongest setups for me in my system, we have this example. If you want to learn one of the strongest setups for trading in my system is this one. When OBV curve, they are in the same page, showing the same thing, and plus we have volatility contraction. Yeah. So we have the MA55 here in 1-day chart. We have bullish divergence in 4-hour chart, bullish divergence in OBV. We have volatility contraction. Yes, Bitcoin will crash, of course, for sure, right? Yeah. No. I could be wrong. Yes, that's why I am using a stop loss. But this is like this. Where my target, of course, is gonna be, I will start looking for the MA55 in 4-hour chart. So something like this, right? Around maybe $22,000, $23,000, who knows, around there. But even if we see that, I will just keep my position open. Why? Because this, my friend, this move, if I am right with this move is going to trigger a major signal in 1-day chart. Which one? Well, the 1-day chart buy signal is forming right now. Is this one. Okay? Is this one. So if we see that bounce in 4-hour chart, for example, this week, we are going to see a buy signal forming here. So don't ask me if you want to buy. Maybe you are in 1-day chart, makes sense. Maybe buying at 23K, maybe yes. Yeah, why not? In the spot, maybe yes. But if you're trading futures, I don't know what you're doing right now, because that move actually is about to happen very soon. So, but it's red. You see, it's red. It's not looking good, right? I don't care. Yeah, the thing here is like my job as a trader. I have to project the price in the future, not in the past. Okay, now it's not looking beautiful for you, right? Oh my God, yeah, it's gonna dump. But here, my projection as a trader is to the upside. Okay, that's it. Simple. Now, I am not financial advisor. Please, if you are gonna trade futures, you have to manage your risk, right? So stop losses, everything. Well, you ask me, okay, what is gonna be my stop loss? Right now, I am in long position at $22,200. Yes. Where my setup is like this. I'm gonna show you here. Let me one moment here. I'm gonna do this, okay? I'm gonna buy here with paper trading. I'm gonna do it here on one moment. Okay, good. Let me see. I'm gonna enable paper trading here. Connect here. Connect. Very good. Okay, good. So here, I'm gonna buy Bitcoin, yes. At this point, yes. Let me see here. Market price, yes. I'm gonna buy 1 Bitcoin here, and my stop loss. Well, I don't care what is my stop loss. I will just fix it. Yes. And let me show you here. My take profit here potentially is gonna be in 4-hour chart, the MA55 here, around here, and also my stop loss here. Let me show you. One moment. One moment. Okay. I don't know what happened with the trend stop. Let me do it again. It's like this. Okay, by signal here, limit. Okay, market. Let me see here, because a long time I don't use it. Actually, I want to show you here this trade right now here, and we can study what happened, right? And maybe in the next 24 hours, let's see if I was right or not. So let me do it here again. Okay, I'm gonna do this. Yes, the stop loss is gonna be maybe around $21,000 500 around there. Yes, and I'm gonna buy here in the market 1 Bitcoin. Yes, okay, buy. Okay, good here. So the thing here is, like, as you can see here, yeah, my stop loss, if it's in 4-hour chart, yeah, I will start looking for something like this, right? For example, I bought here. So where my target should be around here, around the MI55 in 4-hour chart. Of course, my stop loss cannot be like this, or it's too big. In 4-hour chart should be like maybe 1% if you want, right? Something like this. Let me do that here. It's something like this, right? Something like this, yeah. So, but in 1-day chart, if you're looking for this a potential 1-day chart trade, at least you will have to wait maybe 10 days or even a little bit more. Yeah, I will start looking for this level of resistance around here. Is not exact, right? So I will start looking for something like this, right? Maybe here, and my stop loss maybe below this area around here. Something like this. Where my stop loss should be like this. So it's like, let me see, risk and reward is 2.27. Actually, for me, that's very good. Actually, yes, of course, with the very low leverage, because you are doing this at 20x, you will get wrecked, right? Of course not. Remember, 1-day chart, at least in my case, I am using maximum 5x. 3x is much better, very easy to manage. But that is gonna be my projection here. In 1-day chart is like this, right? It's like this, right? So that's it. If I lose, I don't care, because I follow rules. That's it. Okay. So remember, this thing is just, I am just sharing what I'm doing here. Please, I am not financial advisors here. That's why risk management is the most. Okay. So in this case, for example, in this example, maximum I will lose maybe around $800, and maximum potentially, if let me set the take profit for example here. Let me see here, take profit here. Maybe around here. Yes, potentially, if I make this trade in this example, right, I will make maybe double, right, like 1,600. So actually, for me, it's quite good, right? So let's see. This trade in 1-day chart is potentially, after we see the confirmation, is around 10 days. So let me be clear here. Here, for example, here after 10 days is around something like this, right? Why 10 days? Because in average, right, it's not the same. It's not always. This is like in average, right? After we have the buy signal here, something like this, right? It will take around 10 days to see all the process here for the next sell signal. Okay, so that is something I am doing right now. I will keep my positions open in this example, and maybe in my case I will do just for 4-hour chart. In 4-hour chart is like this. Remember, I will just set my stop loss. Let me move this stop loss around here below the previous low here. No, actually here, much better. Yes, and my take profits, for example, if I have to do, if I want to use take profit, should be the MI55 here, around here. Okay, so potentially, let me improve this. Yes, a little bit more. Yes, here, very good. Okay, so as you can see here, is Bitcoin must break the previous low and also test this area. It is the only way I will get stopped here in 4-hour chart. So, but the thing here is something like this, right? I think you got the point here. Okay. So I am trying to make this content more like realistic, how I am executing my trades, and why risk management is extremely important, right? Okay, so let's continue. I'm gonna continue with other markets. I will continue with the USD dominance first, because I want to see Bitcoin is bullish, technically speaking. For me, I want to see something bad, something bearish in the USD dominance. And let me see here. Okay, first of all, I cannot remember here what I did here. Let me see. Okay, so well, as you can see, my arrow is like this. As you can see, well, now it's pumping, right? Perfect, good. Okay, now it's time for a new technical analysis. As you can see here, Bitcoin is, its dominance is testing this level, this area here. So what is this telling me? Well, the projection always is gonna be like this to the downside, right? Sell signal is about to fire in one day chart, so that means 10 days of price action, in this case to the downside. And remember, weekly chart is bearish for Bitcoin, right? At least for a major pullback, right? So I want to see something bullish for USD dominance here. Yes, very good. Yeah. What is this? Remember what I said like 2 weeks ago? I said, no, 3 weeks ago. I said, I know here for you bearish, right? No. This is like this, right? I said last month, it's like this. It's accumulation. As you can see here, we are going to have, well, a buy signal very soon, maybe next week, potential this month, right? So where the level in the weekly basis should be, again, maybe Tortes to the top of the resistance. So remember, 10 days, Bitcoin, 1 day chart, weekly chart in the next 3 months. So if we see this buy signal here for this dominance and sell signal for Bitcoin in, for example, this month, all the things I said, potentially we will have to wait 3 months. That means April, May, and June, right? So around there, okay? So careful here because, well, this dominance is pumping actually in weekly chart. I think it's gonna move more, of course, the next 3 months. Now let's talk about the total too, because, well, what is gonna happen, right, with the altcoins? Okay. Same thing as Bitcoin, right? You see, I said 2-3 weeks ago, careful with your altcoins because all of them, they will crash. Remember, I said you will see everything red in the next 2-3 weeks. Okay, now fair enough, right? It's working, yes, but I think this is just starting. I think we will see it's gonna be even worse. So where you see the total 2 is gonna test potentially here in the next 3 months is 445. Honestly, based on the volume and everything, and also the monthly chart here for total 2, let me show you here. We have potential a buy signal forming here. So as long as this asset or total 2 is not breaking the MA55, I am, maybe not this month, next month, I will start telling you, hey, this is not gonna be a crash. This is gonna be a pullback and a buy opportunity, at least for me, right? So that's why be careful here. Of course, in the process, many altcoins will keep crashing. For example, I'm gonna show you just 5 altcoins. If you have any suggestions, please let me know. I know you want to see the stock market, but remember, the stock market is in the last part of this live stream. Okay, so let's start with Cardano. Cardano is garbage, and it's gonna be garbage for me always, forever and ever. No, I'm kidding. The thing here is like Cardano, as you can see here in Kraken, in the monthly basis, we are gonna have potential buy signal very soon. So, but it will take time, right? It will take a lot of time actually here, as you can see here. In my case, I am not a big fan of this chart. I don't like it. For me, it's looking like a massive pump and dump. Let me do this. I'm gonna check Cardano on Cardano at USD. I think the oldest one is Bitrex, I think. Ada Bitrex. What is Bitrex? Okay, yes, here. I think this is the oldest one. Yes, good. Yeah, we have the oldest chart. Okay. Okay, guys, as you can see here, we have in the weekly basis, I mean, Cardano, the performance is terrible. It's a shitcoin for me. I mean, I know maybe you are bullish and you love Cardano, right? But I don't care. Sorry, I don't care. This is like this, okay? As you can see here, we are going to see a sell signal very soon this month. Be careful with Cardano because the bottom is in, right? I don't think so. I think this asset will keep crashing more. And also the monthly here, as you can see here, we are going to have potential buy signal. Yes, but remember, all the assets, they are printing a potential buy signal in the monthly basis, but that doesn't mean we will see a massive bull run like tomorrow. Of course not. It's going to take 1 year of price action. So if we see a buy signal, potentially we will see a consolidation for long time here, maybe for 6 months. And after that, potentially, yes, we will see a very strong bounce. Right now, if you ask me, hey, should I buy Cardano? First of all, I'm a financial advisor. Second, it's not one of my favorites. This chart for me is nasty. Why? Because, well, technically speaking, I use price action there is no volume here. There is nothing to support the price here. As you can see here, it's an empty space. So for me, as also many altcoins, it will make sense to start looking for a big buy opportunities if I see the price is actually in a big area of confluence like this one, right? So for me, right, I'm still thinking, looking for maybe a potential some altcoins that will test the lows of 2020 around there, maybe to 0.15, 0.20, something like that. Now, if this is the bottom, well, Cardano should must have, like, how can I say this, like, prove me actually this is the bottom. Why? Sorry, how? Sideways when the market is just boring. No one wants to buy because it's boring, right? Just sideways. Remember, in this you are watching this live stream. Remember what one of the most important things in the markets is when the market is in sideways. I know newbies, they don't like sideways market, right? It's boring, right? But that we want to see sideways. Why? Because it's consolidation or distribution getting ready for the next major move. Okay. Now, for example, someone asked me about Aptos. Yes, this one. I said, remember, long time. I said, hey, careful with this garbage because you will see this. You see this, right? You see. Now, it's gonna hold here. I have no idea. We have a bullish divergence here, a volatility contracting. Potentially could be a buy opportunity. Maybe yes. Looking for maybe a potential bounce, yes. But in general, in the long term, if we after 3 months, 3-4 months, I am looking for this basement to be tested. Now, if I will buy this, maybe yes, I will do it. Why? Because, well, maybe someone said it's the next Solana just for fun. Maybe. Maybe I will do it. Who knows? Maybe. Now, let me see if Ethereum, right? Ethereum. Someone asked me about Ethereum. Let me see here. Ethereum. Okay, good. Ethereum testing the major resistance here. No, thank you. It's not with me, right? Here, potentially, we are going to have a buy signal. Potentially, yes. Now, the thing here is, like, in weekly chart, we have the same setup here where potentially we see a new high here. For example, again, in 1,850 around there. After I will see a sell signal, and after that, to the moon, right? Of course not. Remember, Ethereum actually is more clear than Bitcoin. For me, it's just in sideways from this point, as you can see here, and from this point. So that's why, well, be careful here. Okay, so let's continue with some with the comments, and let's see. Okay, Bebo. Okay, yes, we are gonna see the stock market. Okay. Okay. Hey, Leo, could you do stock market? Yes, of course. David, I don't know what is that exchange. I never had that exchange in my life. Dan, hello, welcome to this live stream. Okay, so let's start with the stock market. I'm gonna start with the SP 500. Let me see here. The SP 500 here. Okay, good. Okay, it's still the same. I will not change anything here. It's still to the downside, and as you can see here, this is gonna break down. Actually, oh wow, amazing. When you see the moving average like this, yeah, all together, you can expect a beautiful move. In this case, it's gonna be to the downside, maybe to $3,800. Well, if we see that, well, maybe Bitcoin will break the MA55 and I will get wrecked. Potentially, yes. Very sad, but Bitcoin is following the SP500 actually since 2021. Shit. That's why it's very, very important to have what? It's very important to have stop losses, right? If I lost this trade, I don't care. Why? Because in the probabilities, in the long term, my system is, well, I back tested it, and also many of you. In the long term, I will see more wins, of course, than losses. But, well, who knows, right? The thing here is like, I don't care. I will just follow my rules, and this is like this, right? That's it. Okay, that's it. Okay, so let's continue. The SP500, yes, still to the downside. When the chart is nasty, right? It's getting ready for a major move, I think. Now, let's talk about the Nasdaq. Okay, the Nasdaq. Okay, let me see here. The Nasdaq. As you can see here, we have a buy signal here, potential buy signal here. Yes, we have a buy signal here, where this is telling me this is just sideways because it's much better than the SP500. It's sideways, right? Where is sideways here as long as it's above the MA55 and upside. Okay, that's it. The volume is still healthy. It's still healthy. Okay, now let's talk about the 2-day chart, right? 2-day chart is the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq here is we have ADX positive here, yes, but the problem here is like it's above the MA55. So as long as above the MA55 here is holding here, even of course the projection is like this, right? Sideways, downside, right? But the Nasdaq is holding the major area of confluence here and also the MA55. So I cannot be bearish, okay? Even if the ADX is turning here to positive side, yeah, you have to be careful here. Why? Because the price action is the most. As long as Bitcoin is the Nasdaq is holding this area, I cannot say, oh yeah, it's gonna crash. No, I have to see one candle, for example, this one, closing like this, right? Let me change the color here. It should be red like this. And yes, after that, you will see the ADX start trending here to the upside and you will see the sell signal playing, right? But as long as this asset is above the MA55 and plus this area of confluence, I cannot be bearish. Looks like for me it's more like sideways here. And also here, the volume is still technically is negative, but at least it's above the MA55. So for me right now, it's just sideways here, still sideways here, and downside. Yes, the projection is like that. Okay, so let me continue. Ethereum done. Ethereum BTC. Okay, Ethereum BTC. Wow. Ethereum BTC. Okay, let me see here. Okay. Okay, so let me see here. In the short term, well, my arrow here, as you can see here, testing the MA55 here. In the long term, potentially, let me see here, weekly chart. Yes, and potentially in the long term, I'm looking for the top. It's the same technical analysis. The same technical analysis. You can see we are gonna have a buy signal very soon in 5-day chart. So this is accumulation, my friend. This is accumulation, and you will see in the long term, maybe 0.07 is the area I am looking for. Okay, so let me see. Okay, yeah, no problem. Sorry if I said your name wrong. Kion, I cannot remember. Sorry, I apologize. Let me see. Okay, you want me to check let me see here. OP. Okay, is this one? 1-day chart. I think it's this one, right? In 1-day chart. Okay, good. Okay, let me see here. Okay, good. Okay, let me see 1-day chart. Okay, we have a buy signal here. Where is testing the MA55? For me, it's a little bit late. I mean, if you are in a spot, of course, I will. First of all, you have to identify: is there a trend here? No, there is not a trend. It's sideways, right? This thing is just in sideways for a long time. As you can see, this is the top, and also this is the bottom here. So this is just sideways, as you can see here. In 1-day chart, at least in my case, I would not trade this thing, even with a buy signal here. If I have to trade this, I will start looking for selling around 41 and maybe buying around 38. Now, in the long term is where I can see maybe we have a very interesting actually setup here. In the long term, yeah, let me show you here. We have a very small buy signal here. Usually when we see something like this, it's a bull trap. When it's like this, it's very small and volatility contracting. Very careful here. Be careful here. Why? Because if we see the sell signal soon, maybe in the next month, maybe 2 months around there, something like this, right? Something like this. The major warning is the volatility. Volatility is contracting. As you can see here, volatility is contracting in weekly chart. So what does that mean? Well, this, my friend, is just a bounce where this area, and the next one could be this one. Yeah, it's gonna be like this. Okay, careful here. Okay, so if you ask me 1-day chart trading that thing, no thank you. No thank you. Why? Because weekly chart for me is clear. This thing is just is bouncing just for what? A major correction in the long term. So then 1-day chart, well, it's up to you, right? But I will be very careful here. By the way, actually, BingX, other exchange, they launch the possibility to start trading stocks like Apple, Amazon, all that stuff. I will start trading a stock actually there. So also the SP500, oil, silver, all things, right? So I'm gonna start posting my trades and also in the Discord and also the private channels. But honestly, I didn't buy anything. Why? Because I couldn't find any setup. So I will have to wait because the volatility is very low. So that's why I am looking for at least when the chart setups. Okay, so yes, I will be careful here and respect the trend. The trend is your friend, right? Let me see the monthly here for this thing. Yes, MA55 to be tested. Wow, my God, it's testing it right now here to the moon. No, this is just a macro bounce here, and after that, a pullback. Okay, always it's gonna be like this. Okay, so let's continue here. I think that's it, right? Okay, use okay. Let me see the dollar. The dollar should be bullish right now. Let me see here. The dollar. As you can see here, remember what I said. I said it is right like last month. To the moon, right? It's like this, right? It's like this. And now what is happening? It's bouncing, right? So you see buy signal ADX negative. It's bullish. Technically speaking, it's bullish. That's it. Okay. Okay. So what is that? What is this? Okay. Let me see. Let me see here. Okay. This thing in weekly chart is testing the previous low here. Let me see here the monthly here. The monthly. Okay. First of all, here is got rejected very, very hard from the MA55. There is no volume, breaking new lows here. I mean, making new lows here actually, the WB. So this asset, even with this thing, I will not buy here. Why? Because there is no volume here. So I will have to wait maybe other 4 or 5 months looking for a potential buy signal here in the future, right? Consolidation here without making new lows. And after that, potentially as investor, I will start looking for a potential buy. Okay. So that's why for me, it's not a very good thing to buy right now. It's going to take time. As investor, yes, makes sense. You want to buy it right there? Yes, no problem. It makes sense for me as investor. As a trader, you want to combine your skills as a trader for investing. There is no setup there. Yes, in buying there, of course, yes, makes sense. But for investing, not trading, right? Okay, so let me see here. I think this is going to be the last chart. Let me see here. TLT, I think is this one. The Nasdaq here, TLT. Where is this one? Oh, here. Okay, good. Now here, let me see the bonds, right? The bonds, okay. In the monthly, we are, terrible. This is, let me see here. Okay, first of all, we have a lot of confluence here. Yeah, here, actually, as you can see here, already tested, right? We are gonna have a buy signal very soon, maybe this year, because remember, monthly is for long term. Okay, ADX is gonna be negative, so that means I am looking for here consolidation here for months, right? For months, something like this. Yeah, when you see the buy signal here, ADX negative here, it's gonna be like this in some point this year. Okay, now let's talk about the weekly chart here. The weekly chart here, yes, we said the same thing. It's a pullback in weekly chart, maybe testing the new lows here, the previous low here, but in general, it should be like this, right? It should be like this. Okay, but it's to the upside in the long term. Okay, guys, I think that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Yeah, thank you for watching, and see you in the next live stream.